Yep. Yeah, we're going hi-fi here. Oh wait, where did I put John?
Check. Check. Okay, I can hear myself now.
All right, well, thank you very much, George. He didn't even know we were doing a live remote down here at the Spencer Wendy's. What are we here for? We are here for another fundraiser, and our job is to try to carnival bark it out here. We're doing a fundraiser here at Wendy's in Spencer for the Roane County Wrestling Boosters, and they are doing a big fundraiser here. It's connection with Wendy's. It's basically from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Whatever you buy at Wendy's, there's a percentage of it that is going to the Roane County Wrestling Boosters. Happy to be joined here by my buddy John Penna. And, John, you're very, very involved in this. So I'm going to let you talk about this, how it started, and what the situation actually is here today as far as how the funds are raised.
Okay, so how it got started is Roane County, we're always big on wrestling, and it's always been a big thing here at Spencer and in Roane County High School. We have youth program, we have our middle school program, we have our high school program, and it seemed like wrestling was kind of on the back burner here and there. So we decided that we were going to start a boosters club to help out with with the programs if they needed something. So we just kind of started this up within the last year, and we're looking for fundraisers to kind of build our bank a little bit to help distribute some money where teams in the county need it. Anything involved with wrestling, we're going to be here to try to help that out.
So you're saying this is a Roane County overall blanketed booster organization.
Yes.
It is not just Roane County youth. It's not just the middle schools. It's not just the high schools. It is all of that, all encompassing.
Yeah.
And so the goal is to build a big bankroll of money that you can kind of filter out into the youth programs, into the middle school programs, and all the way into the high school programs. That is a huge deal to have going here. So what is the deal here at Wendy's, and why are we here, and how much money is going to be given? It's a percentage, right, of
Yeah.
every sale?
I believe it's 10% of every sale is going to be given tonight to our boosters club. But you're also able to do some donations. So if somebody drives by and they just want to donate some money, they can do that. But Wendy's was gracious. They're really helpful here today. You and I have talked to the general manager here a little bit. It's a family night, and there's been other programs have done this. I know the band has done this. The soccer team has, and with us being kind of a new thing, the Booster Club for Roane County Wrestling, we decided, okay, we'll try to do this, and that way we get a live remote. We can kind of talk about what we're going to look to do, and it's a good opportunity for Wendy's here as well.
Yeah, we were seeing Coach Jarvis from the Roane County High School program. He's the head coach. He's out there setting up a canopy. What he should be doing is going over to the line that is currently about 4 or 5 vehicles deep. Tell them to stop right now. Tell them to hold on for how many minutes? About 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they can come through the order line, because the fundraiser doesn't begin until exactly 4 p.m. So
Yeah.
all these vehicles that we're watching already, they are not going to be the contributing factor. It's going to be once 4 o'clock hits, 10% of every sale through the drive-through or inside of the building. So if you're out and about and you're looking for somewhere to grab something to eat and you want an opportunity to help out the youth here in Roane County, it's an opportunity for you today. Again, it is from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. I know I thought it was 9, but
yeah, it's actually 4 to 8.
Okay.
Another thing that we have going on right now is I have keychains down here. Joe McDonald has been awesome at helping us, behind the scenes with a lot of things. So Joe and I kind of came up with this idea, keychain, that we're going to sell for $5, and all the proceeds go to our booster club again. But I've got probably about 240 of those things. So if you're around town, if you see this on Facebook, you can stop by here today and pick up one for $5. Another big part of our booster club, I forgot to mention, and I should have never forgot to mention, it's Alpha Wrestling. It's been a huge factor in building our wrestling programs from the youth and the middle school and into the high school. So wrestling has really in the last 3 years has really taken off here in Roane County, and we're looking for bigger things come this season.
Well, of course, when he mentions Joe McDonald, he means Joe McDonald from A&M Digital Technologies, a partner with us here at WVRC for all of our sports broadcasts. Joe does 3D printing. If you're looking for something to have it 3D printed, get a hold of A&M Digital Technologies. They do great, great work. And please do follow us here on our Facebook and YouTube page, because on that channel we've got video, and we're going to show the pictures of those little keychains that you guys can pick up for $5 as well. On top of that, I have some WVRC koozies that I'm going to be selling for $5 a piece. All money from those will go to the wrestling program as well. And it's first come, first serve until they run out. I don't know how many I've got. I don't know how many people will want. But we are doing a fundraiser. We're trying to give money back to the Roane County Wrestling Youth, whether it be the youth program, the middle schools, or the high schools. And on top of that, don't forget, after we are done here at 6 o'clock on the air and on the Facebook and YouTube, we're going to head down to the COA field, the freshwater field now. They're going to do a clinic with Alpha, as you mentioned, with Stephen Myers, and then you're going to see a little bit of beach wrestling as well. So it's a great day to stop out and about here and come down to Wendy's in 5 minutes. Do not show up until 4 o'clock. These people that are going through the drive-thru now are hurting my heart right now. Wait until 4 o'clock and then roll down here and get food from Wendy's, and you can support a great cause. We're going to check in again at the top of the 4 o'clock hour on the radio, and until then, we'll stay live on Facebook and YouTube. Please follow us there. Back to you, George. All right, Swelby. Anybody on there? Are you hot? Holy cow, dude. Ah. Well, like that, I guess. On, and there it comes. That's okay. I just wanted to see if anybody was there. Yeah, there's people on. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're doing a live remote for the Roane County Wrestling Booster Club. And what that means, it is Roane County encompassed. The wrestling club is here to raise money to give to all of the wrestling programs in Roane County, be that if it happens to be the youth program, if it happens to be the high school, or any of the middle school programs. That's what the fundraiser is for. We're here at Wendy's in downtown Spencer. I'm sure you can see that right there on the screen. And all of these people who are in line are really annoying me right now. They showed up 3 minutes too soon, John Penna. 3 minutes. If they would have waited 3 more minutes, that would have been 4 or 5 vehicles.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's
well,
okay.
Let me see one of those keychains, by the way, and I'm going to put that up in front of the screen so people could see what you are selling. These are 3D printed keychains just for whatever set of keys you got. Let me see if I can get a good picture. Swobie, help me out here. Is this a decent picture, or can people even understand? Okay, so these are the keychains. They've just got a little keychain with them, and you can add that to your collection if you have flair on your keychain.
Right.
You've got another one that you can put on there. They're $5 a piece, and those are made by Joe McDonald from A&M Digital Technologies. $5 a piece, and all the proceeds go to the Booster Club.
Yeah, so we're exclusive. These are exclusive things that the Wrestling Booster Club is going to be selling. Nobody else is going to be selling these around Roane County. So hopefully we've got 250 of these things. We'd love to be able to sell out. It'd be great to sell out very quickly. I've already sold 5 or 6 already.
How about we get Swobie, who's my social media coordinator, to put a post up on Facebook that says, come down and get your keychains, $5. All proceeds go to the Wrestling Booster Club.
How about we do that?
And you can also put these koozies on there as well. So we've got koozies from WVRC. I don't know if you can see those, Swobie. I can't see anything. Can you see those?
They are sweet. I keep one of those in my golf bag, Drew.
Hold on. I'm going to show the – so that was the silver one. We've also got a maroon one as well. These are $5 a piece. And, again, all proceeds from the sale of these from now until 6 p.m. will go to the Wrestling Boosters. Now Swobie can have that one. Yeah, so we're doing some sales here. We're doing a couple cool things here. And we're just – what, is he taking both of them?
He's got a –
Oh, he's putting a picture of all of them on there.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a big deal.
All right, so anybody out there, if you are currently watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, we challenge you. We challenge you to come down here, even if you're not a fast food person, just stop down and get something from here. You can get a Frosty, a small Frosty, anything. Everything helps because starting right now, it is going to be 4 o'clock in about 30 seconds. Starting now, every sale made, be it inside the store.
It's 4
here at
o'clock.
Wendy's. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock now. Be it inside the store or at the drive-thru, 10% of every single sale is headed to the Roane County Raider Boosters Club. Everything $5, Swalby. They're all $5.
$5 each.
$5. It was really cool to get to talk to the general manager here and the store manager. I think both were here today.
I'm not sure. The store manager, I believe she said she was from Ravenswood. So she may
Maybe
be
the
like,
regional
like a
manager?
regional or district or something.
Okay, well, they were both here helping us get set up, and that's
Super
pretty cool.
Super helpful.
We were talking about wanting to do some more stuff with the radio station. Of course, Wendy's is always available for a lot of youth organizations. John, you mentioned it. You know the band has done a couple things here. I've seen some other civic organizations and sports and extracurricular organizations do this sale where it's just Wendy's is so nice. They just offer up their outside area, and then they just say, well, whatever we sell, you get 10% of it. So today would be a huge day for people to go in and buy something from Wendy's. I'll tell you what, I made sure to be hungry when I got here. So as soon as I'm done on the radio, I'm going to go over and get something, and I'll contribute that way.
What are you going to get?
Probably going to get a couple of Dave's singles, no pickles, no onions. That or some spicy nugs.
Can never go wrong.
You never go wrong with spicy nugs. Okay, we're going to check in on the radio a few different times between now and 6 o'clock. And we'll stay live here on YouTube and Facebook. Please, 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 as we always, in every single live we do, we invite you to follow us on all of our channels. We got a lot of big stuff coming up, folks. We want you to stay tuned. There's some really cool announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks based off of our sports. Of course, we're working on improving all of our sports streams with graphics and replays and things like that. But we've got a big, big announcement to make here in the next couple of weeks, and you're just going to have to hold off on that one. Huge. But we do want you to follow us on YouTube and Facebook. We've got some other stuff coming up as far as social media is concerned. And then we would like you to share this video, of course. I know I'm asking for a lot of stuff without giving anything in return. But we would like you, if you can, to share this video. The more eyes, the more people know that there's a fundraiser going on here at Wendy's. And then we'd like you to like the video and even comment. Let us know you're watching, where you're watching from. Let us know if you're planning on coming down and contributing for this fundraiser at Wendy's in Spencer. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you're a former or current Roane County wrestler in any capacity. We like to hear from our wrestler community. They're donating 10% of every single sale to the Roane County Wrestling Booster Club. Did I get that right? Wrestling Booster Club?
Yeah.
Roane County Booster Wrestling? Yeah, definitely Wrestling Booster Club.
Absolutely.
And again, we're here for just a couple of hours, but the sale lasts from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. And I want to thank all of these people right here that are in line right now.
Yep.
Every
you are helping
vehicle.
us out, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, they may not even know they're helping us
You
out.
are helping us out.
I will spare them the embarrassment of zooming in on their vehicle to see who it is.
Just zoom in on Swilby.
Yeah, where is he? He thinks he's away from the camera behind us, but I tell you what, I've got a real quick movement on this camera.
Quick draw McGraw.
Yeah. Our good buddy Anthony Roberts back in action now.
Antoine is the president of our booster club here, Drew. He is the do-it-all guy. He never takes any help from anybody. Sherry, she offers the help. He does it all by himself.
Wait a minute. I see Sherry here.
Wait.
All right?
She's here. She's here. Oh, never mind.
And I tell you what, it's amazing that she is here and up and moving around after she had herself a little injury there. And just good to see her up and moving even, and let alone. I'm telling you, it's crazy stuff. So, I didn't know they just put decking screws in for that. That's incredible. Well, we got some people rolling in. We're going to be talking to some people on the air, of course. It's not just going to be John and my beautiful voice as well. We'll be talking. Maybe we'll get Antoine on here in a little bit. We'll get Coach Jarvis, of course, on because we'd like to talk about, even though it's a season away, it's coming quickly. Winter sports will be here before you know it, and that includes Roane County High School wrestling, coming off another very solid year of improvement. And there's a lot to be excited about coming up this winter for Raider sports.
Yeah.
Raider wrestling, of course.
I know it's football season, but we're pretty pumped about what happens after football season. We were fortunate enough to take 10 wrestlers from Roane County to Logan over the weekend on Saturday, and out of those 10 wrestlers, we had 4 champions, and then everybody else placed, and it was basically third place and higher, so nobody placed lower than third, and we had some champions that brought home some hardware this past weekend from Logan.
That really is cool because a lot of people don't see the outside work.
Right.
A lot of people don't see the off-season work that wrestling requires. It is a lot of individual work, but I tell you what, we're very thankful that we've got special people in this community. Speaking of special people, we saw Quentin Keaton just come by.
Yeah.
And Quentin is one of those guys who was a former wrestler, and when he came back here and took over his business, Jack Garrett Ford, he wanted to enhance whatever he could in the community. And so Alpha Wrestling, and BJJ was what it was. It is now basically Alpha Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
He opened up a facility.
Yep.
He brought people in, and he's responsible for a lot of these clinics, these pop-up clinics that are happening. And you can't get much better than Stephen Myers coming in. Talk about a great wrestler.
Yeah.
Hails from Roane County,
Yes.
wrestles for Parkersburg
Yeah.
High School now, won a state title, just got back from Fargo
Won a
winning.
national. It's amazing. He's ranked 16th in the nation right now. But yeah, he wrestled here with our guys. I mean, he and Tyson were on the same team. He and Wyatt and Watson Nichols were on the same team. Lane Watson, all those guys. We were all together when they were younger. Alpha Wrestling has been tremendous, not only for the wrestling side of things, but man, I've got a kid going to college to wrestle right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
I've got a kid in college, and I think a lot of that has to do with the training that he was able to get through Alpha in the off season. And he hit other camps and other clinics up and things like that. But just the change in his career really started happening after his sophomore year when we did have Alpha here.
Well, listen, it's all about the access,
Yes.
honestly, is what it is. And if you're a wrestler, you do a lot of stuff alone, and you have to travel a lot if you don't have a certain place here.
Yeah.
Obviously, the school doesn't open up for everybody all the time. It
Right.
can't be that way. So with Quentin opening up Alpha, that offered a seasonal, full year-round opportunity for kids who wanted to improve, get better whenever they could. There's no requirement to show up every single day, anything
Right.
like that. And they just give you the opportunity to train a couple days a week in the off season. They do these clinics, these camps. They send you off with their singlets on to wrestle other places. It's just a big deal to have that as one of the reasons that we are improving wrestling, not only in Roane County, honestly, but in our listening area in Calhoun County.
Yes.
You've got a lot of wrestlers coming over from there as well.
Yeah, not only that, but now kids are coming down from Parkersburg. I guarantee you tonight you're going to have a few kids from Parkersburg when we're going to do this beach wrestling over there by the Handy Mart field. So, I tell my kids this all the time, not just my kids that live with me, but my kids that wrestle for me. In the off season, you're supposed to wrestle tougher competition. You're supposed to get thumped on a little bit. So then that way, in the regular season at your regular weight, you're probably going to be you're probably going to be on a different level once that happens. So tonight, hopefully, our guys are able to get over there and get some good work in with some great competition from Parkersburg and elsewhere.
Again, that's going on down at the freshwater field right by Handy Mart, and that will be taking place from 5 to 7. It'll be clinic action from 5
5:30.
until about 6. Then they're going to do some live wrestling, and then they're going to do some beach wrestling from 7 to around 7:45, depending on how many decide to get sand in the crevasses. How about that there, John? But what we're here for, we got off on a tangent there. We're talking wrestling, though. The reason we are is we're here at Wendy's for a live remote and a fundraiser. It is the Roane County Wrestling Booster Club. And what we mean is that is for all of Roane County high school, middle schools, and down to the youth leagues. They're trying to raise a bunch of money, get a good baseline in their coffers so they can start distributing some money where it is needed in Roane County for wrestling programs from top to bottom. It is Wendy's from 4 to 8 p.m., and all you got to do is stop down here, whether you want to roll through the drive-thru or go inside 10% of every single purchase here today from 4 to 8 will go to the Roane County Wrestling Booster Club. Folks, stick around here in just a second. Going to go live on the radio. Hang with us.
Check, check.
On live.
Paul, you come down to the beach wrestling later tonight?
Hey, thank you very much, George. We are down here in downtown Spencer at the Wendy's in Spencer. It is a fundraiser time for Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. What is that? It is a new club that has been created to filter money and donations to all Roane County wrestling programs, the high school, the middle schools, and the youth wrestling programs. It's a big deal to build this program and to build it from the bottom to the top. And to do that, obviously, John Pennant requires money. And this Boosters Club said, we're not just going to start one place or the other. We're going to go all throughout the county. It's a big deal.
Yeah. We wanted to make sure that, you know, our wrestling teams had what they needed, give them opportunities. You know, it's just really cool to have everybody together working towards the same goal and being on the same page. And we've talked about it with Alpha Wrestling. You know, Quentin's been a huge part of what we're trying to do here. You know, he's given us some ideas, and we're going to take off and run with them.
Well, speaking of Quentin, what a great segue John Pennant does for me. We are happy to
I'm
be
all right
joined.
with that.
We're happy to be joined by Quentin Keaton, of course, general manager of the Jack Garrett Ford. And Quentin, you know, we've spoken at this point at length numerous times as to when you came back to Spencer, West Virginia, when you took over Jack Garrett Ford. That wasn't exactly the only thing you wanted to do here. You wanted to build in your community certain things. You wanted to build opportunities for people, and Alpha was one of these things that came about because of your hard work and dedication. It gave wrestlers an opportunity to stay close to home in the off season and get into the wrestling room 1, 2, 3, 4 days a week. Where did this come from? Where was this idea in your head when you got that started?
Well, you know, I did some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I lived in Charleston. So when we first opened it up, it was 3 years ago, and we did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for the youth classes. Yeah, I've got a few young ones running around here, Lincoln, Alistair, and Allegra, and they wanted to get involved in it and do some of that. So we started out with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a couple other offerings we were going to plan on doing, and then wrestling. But wrestling far exceeded our expectations as far as participation from local wrestlers. So we had a lot more wrestlers coming in than we did anything else. So we really started focusing on primarily just wrestling. And, yeah, we brought in some really good high-level wrestlers in here. We've had multiple clinics, and it's given our wrestlers an opportunity to, you know, wrestle local instead of having to travel for 2 or 3 hours to get a clinic in.
Well, obviously, as a former wrestler yourself, you worked underneath the great Gary Bender, and obviously wrestling was in your soul.
Yeah.
After that. It never left you, no matter where life took you and brought you back here. Wrestling was an important part of your life. is that something you're just trying to filter into the youth here? Is how important
Yeah,
it can be?
absolutely. And there's a program called Wrestlers in Business Network. It's a network of wrestlers who have evolved on to become business owners or to become some type of management in businesses. And it's just giving back to the youth and getting these kids getting the the I don't know, I guess the discipline instilled in them that we had instilled in us. Wayne, he was one of my coaches in junior high, and Gary Bender, Terry Kendall, Toby Ford, had a lot of great people to learn from. And yeah, it's just, you're right, it's just part of me, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy coaching it now.
Well, speaking of Alpha, again, we're talking with Quentin Keaton. Speaking of Alpha, you got something big coming up here in just a couple of minutes down at the,
Yeah.
what do we call it now?
It's the Handy Mart Field,
The
yeah.
Handy Mart Field now.
Yeah.
I was butchering of that, by the way, earlier. So you got a clinic coming up here. Let's talk about that
Yeah.
real quick.
So Stephen Myers, Fargo champ, he's a local wrestler that he wrestles for PHS, but he's a local Roane County boy, very talented. He's going to give some of his knowledge to the local wrestlers, and we'll probably have some wrestlers from out of the area come in. So 5 to 7, he's doing the clinic, and then from 7 to 8, we're doing beach wrestling, and then from 8 to 9, we're having a little pool party.
Sweet.
A lot of stuff.
Now, the 7 to 8 part's what I'm interested in. I heard you asking Paul Williams,
Yeah.
Former Roane County wrestler, if he was going to get in on the beach wrestling.
He is, yeah. Paul's getting in on it. Penna's getting in on
Listen,
it.
if I got in on it, it would be more like sumo wrestling,
You're
right?
just like at the golf course, we can wrestle anywhere.
People in the radio world do not need to know or ever see a video
We do have video.
of me attempting to wrestle a couple of high school kids
Yeah.
and getting just destroyed quickly. Well, Quentin, again, thank you for everything you continue to do in this
thank
community.
you.
Alpha's a big deal for the wrestling program.
Yeah.
From bottom to top, you got to build from the beginning, and you are a big integral part of that.
Yep, and on the boosters, I just want to say real quick on the boosters, we're not just raising money. That's not all the boosters is about. We're working on our curriculum. We're working on getting these kids in at a younger age and teaching them the core valuable skills that they need to know once they get to the next level. So we're trying to build this program up even more so than it already is and get it to the point where, when we get a 7th or 8th grader in the middle school program, they already know 90% of what we're teaching them.
Yeah.
We're just sharpening the skill, repetition, getting more stuff. I know I'm rambling, but same thing
it's
when it
good.
goes to the high school. So that's a big part of it too. And team building, fundraising, and curriculum building. There's one of the local legends right now.
Absolutely. Terry Kendall rolling in on the side-by-side, which is legal in Spencer, West Virginia. Folks, come on out. If you need to drive your side-by-side, come on out to Wendy's. It's a fundraiser for the Roane County Wrestling Booster Club. 10% of every single purchase inside or in the drive-thru goes to the Booster Club here from 4 to 8 p.m. Quentin Keaton, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And enjoy the program here this evening as well.
Thank you.
We're going to send it back up to the studio. We'll check in once again on the radio side on the bottom half of the 4 o'clock hour. We'll be here on Facebook and YouTube throughout the afternoon. We invite you to come out here to Wendy's and support the Roane County Wrestling Youth. Swobie is having all sorts of problems with his what is going on with your computer? We've got nothing but problems with our computers.
That's why.
Don't worry, we have a
That's why I
plan.
don't mess with computers.
We have a plan to fix. We are down here at Wendy's. We are located, in fact, if you're looking to come buy something, I didn't even tell people. So if you go into Wendy's on the right side where you pull in, right, you got to go all the way around to the left side, and there's a little patio area that we are set up with. There's going to be kids out and about, so be careful when you come into Wendy's. Watch for flying children. They're going to have signs up. They're going to be trying to raise money. They've got cups and stuff that you can just donate, whether you're going into Wendy's or not, by the way.
Yeah.
You can just drop by here and donate money if you'd like. We've also got some items to sell for donations. So we've got the keychains, and those are one-off or one-of-a-kind keychains only printed for John Bennett
Exclusively.
and his group by Joe McDonald by A&M Digital Technologies. Joe is, again, a partner here at WVRC and an integral part of what we do for our streaming sports. He's a great, great asset to have. So he printed off those.
Everything he knows.
He taught Swobie a lot right now. I'll tell you what, when we get those two together, it is a meeting of the minds. And Joe once said to me, in fact, he said it just a few days ago, he's like, I didn't know what they were talking about. He said, it's nerd speak, just let us go.
Yeah.
Just let us talk and we'll talk it out. Yeah, he's such a great part of it, and Swobie's by us right now as well. But we're not giving away. We're selling keychains. They're just little keychains. I'll pull it up there again. I can't see if you can see it. Hopefully you all can. But those keychains are printed only for this booster club, and you can get them only from one of the boosters. And right now it's just John Penna. He just has the monopoly on it. $5, and all proceeds go to the Boosters Club, the Wrestling Booster Club. I've also brought WVRC koozies. I've got silver and I've got maroon. Those are $5 a piece, and every one of them I sell today for $5. I'll give those $5 to the boosters as well. So you can come down and see us here at Wendy's. Stop by, get some food. That's 10% will go to the Booster Club. And you can stop over here, get a keychain, get yourself a koozie. Listen, the koozies are good for any type of drink. Any type of drink.
They are great on the golf course. I keep one in my golf bag.
They're great for Arnold Palmer iced teas on the golf course.
Soda, canned water, pretty much anything.
Yeah, anything your mind can imagine.
You want to keep cool on the golf course.
And you want to support the Roane youth wrestlers and the Roane middle school wrestlers and the Roane high school wrestlers. And you can support, well, it would be normally supporting WVRC, but I'm not taking the money from these. I'm giving the money from these away.
He's a giver.
A caring nurturer.
So I'd like to sell 100 of those.
100
keychains. How about that?
Wow.
Can we do can you do a graphic where it shows, like you do the Raider R and everyone that we sell, it just kind of takes more color.
I don't know.
What are we waiting on?
So we can't do anything right now with this computer. The computer's about to
see.
It's about to
go back to
implode.
paper. Go back to paper and pencil. Computers to just.
Yeah, Swolby's computer is on the fritz right now, but it's at least better than my computer, which doesn't even have the ability to get internet. Did you fix it? All right. Well, if it's fixed, then we've got a backup, so we're good to go. All right.
Can we get an ice pack for the
Let me just pour some water on it, Swolby. Pour some water on that.
Yeah, I mean we'll know what we have by just counting those things out.
What's up, Coach?
You have.
Yeah, tell him to come on over. He's now been on the radio with us. We had him on our Legends series. Now. So those of you out there watching and viewing, you see a picture of Wendy's right now. The reason is Wendy's is doing a big help fundraising for the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. It is 10% of every single purchase from right now until 8 o'clock p.m. So if you go through the drive-thru and buy something, if you go in the store and buy something, 10% of that purchase is going directly to the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. John, this is a new club, right? This is not something that has been around this community at all ever. And so starting from scratch is always a scary and exciting possibility, but it takes a ton of volunteers. And boy, you guys got lucky. You got a lot of them.
We do. Help. We have a lot of folks, and they have been super, super helpful. So it's not only the board members, but you have the coaches from the different schools, the different programs. Coach Jarvis for the high school, Coach Paul Williams for the middle school, Chris Robinson from our youth program, the Youth Raider Wrestling Group. And then we have parents that have stepped in and helped out a ton. Of course, Antoine being the president, Sherry, his wife, is our secretary-treasurer. You have Andrea Keaton, Quentin Keaton's wife. You have my wife, Kristen Penna. You have Josh and Emily Nichols that are helping out. Rhonda Webb's there to help out. John Coe came to our last board meeting. So you have some folks that are really interested in helping. And we've got some really big plans on what we're trying to do. We could talk about that later, but it's been great. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody understands what we're doing here. We're trying to work towards bigger and better things for our wrestling community.
Couldn't say it better myself. Well, thanks. He is the East Coast center of involved right now. We're to go live on the radio. I'm getting messaged by a bunch of different people. Our AM station apparently is going wacky, so that's always fun. But we're going to be talking on the radio here in just about 15 minutes. Coach Jarvis, you good to go in 15 minutes to get you on the radio and on Facebook and YouTube? 15 minutes? All right, good. We're going to get Coach Jarvis as he – I'm trying to think of all these analogies. He's the head of the snake if it comes to wrestling in Roane County. He is the top dog.
He is.
He is the head coach for the Roane County High School wrestling program. Of course, Coach Paul Williams down at Spencer Middle School. I see some more Roane County Raider shirts and stuff coming through. I assume that's a bunch more helpers.
It definitely is. Wrestlers.
We do appreciate all the people who are rolling through right now. Every single one of these vehicles that is rolling through is helping out, whether they know it or not.
Yes.
Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they came down just to get something to eat. Well, guess what? They got something. They're going to get something to eat, and they're going to help out the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club.
Yeah. So awesome thing that we're doing here in Spencer tonight, this evening.
And don't forget, folks, after we're off the air, well, it'll start while we're on the air, but at 5 o'clock there is an Alpha pop-up clinic. It's taking place down at Handy Mart Field, just down on the bypass there. All that work's been done by the Freshwater Family Foundation. Right now they have a beach volleyball pit set up, but once the weather starts to turn in the fall, they're going to close off that part of it, and they are going to overhaul that entire field. They're going to change the design of the field.
Yeah.
In fact, if you're familiar with that facility there, they're going to remove all but one of the buildings on the side. They are going to take home plate from where it is right now, which is pointed at the pool, and they're going to flip-flop that basically diagonally, and they're going to move it a different way. It's going to be wild to see what they do. I believe artificial surface is in the future for that facility as well. So you're talking about multi-purpose facility once again, and that's all due to, again, the generous donation and work that is put forward by David Freshwater,
Yeah.
Scott Freshwater, Amy Childers, and, of course, Andrea is a part of that family, and they're doing a great job giving back to their community in another way. If you think about what they've done with the Joe Woolweaver walking trail over at what used to be the St. John's area, just past the State Road Garage on the way to Roane County High School, that whole facility is continuing to improve. And it's just a lot of cool things that they do, and I cannot wait to see that field be the best version of itself because we played there. I remember going back to I was 12 years old playing pickup football games on that field long ago.
Yeah, I hurt my finger really bad there one time. Stoved it in a pickup game.
I still have scars on both of my hands from trying to tackle a guy who was wearing track spikes during a game, and I fell down. My hands were out, and his track spikes split me wide open on both hands. I still have the scars from that. And good memories. How about that? Good memories as well. Can you see if anybody's messaging a little bit? I can't see anything. Oh, okay. Well, it's always good to hear from Adam Webb and talk about a great wrestler of the tradition of Roane County High School. Adam Webb, one of the best. And now he and his wife Rhonda have filtered Mac Webb to Roane County High School, who had a great freshman campaign last year, looking for a lot of good things from Mac Webb this year. Also part of the Alpha Wrestling family. Now, speaking of another former wrestler.
Former, it's tough to say.
I know, it's very difficult to say. Grayson Steele, who is who, by the way, was a successful businessman as a sophomore in high school, and now is just even more successful. Just continues to.
You can tell by the size of his sunglasses.
Yeah, the bigger the sunglasses, the more successful the man.
Right.
That's why John Penna wears the
Pit Vipers.
Pit Vipers. They cover his entire face, nose, eyes, forehead, cheeks.
Gray, did you want a keychain? Did you get one? Okay.
All right, so Grayson Steele coming back and getting a keychain. By the way, if you
Giving
haven't
back.
seen the keychain, did Swolby post a picture of the keychains? I don't believe it. I'm going to put them up just because I don't believe that he did. So these are the keychains, if you could see them. And those are $5. Those were produced locally by Joe McDonald with A&M Digital Technologies. Folks, if you want something 3D printed, and let me just say this, let your mind race because the things that he can do with that 3D printer are absolutely insane. I can't even say what he can do with them because I don't know. He does so many things.
We've got many plans for many different
Yeah.
things. Last year, I used him for the first time to make plaques for our Gary Bender Invitational for the first place winners. So Tyson actually has one of those at home hanging up on his wall. Really cool. So it's one of a kind. This year we plan on using him again to do the plaques again. We'll change him up a little bit because some of those guys look to win that tournament for a couple of years and have something a little bit different to hang on their wall. But very cool, man. Joe and I have a lot of fun talking and kind of bouncing ideas off each other. We had a long ride back from Oak Glen last year, so we were up really late. We were a little goofy, and we figured out some pretty cool stuff.
Sometimes that's when the best ideas roll out.
Absolutely. And not only that, but when we get together at WVRC, bounce a bunch of ideas off of each other. That's always a good time. Joe,
it's kind of scary though.
It really is,
because anytime they get together with ideas, the money just keeps rising and rising as the cost of what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, it is really good stuff. So we got those. So we got keychains, $5 for the keychains, and those are customized and they're only available here with this group. And every bit of the money that is made from those goes to the club. We've also got WVRC koozies. We got maroon and we've got silver. Here's the maroon one, and we've also got the silver one as well. Those are $5 a piece, and I am selling those today and today only for $5. And every bit of the money that I make goes straight to the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. So we're just trying to figure out different ways where we can give money. The main fundraiser, though, is just watching these people who are going through the line at Wendy's. 10% of what that dude right there just bought, I see some drinks coming out, 10% of his purchase goes to the club. Also, that silver Pontiac right behind him, 10% of that purchase goes to the club. Also, if you could see inside the Wendy's building, everybody who's in there eating right now, everything they bought, 10% goes to the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. I'll take it. Yeah. I don't know what Swoby is doing right now, but he is in a world of RAM. DOS. That's what I was looking for. DOS. You remember DOS? Like early coding? That's where Swoby is. I'm trying to look at our message board, and I'm like, what in the world is that?
Is there anything going on now?
Yeah. Great. No, nothing. Only Adam Webb has messaged.
Adam Webb, huge help all the time.
Absolutely. See that guy who I called out for getting 10% off, or 10%,
yeah.
Also dropped some money in the bucket over there. I
Beautiful.
see Canyon Roberts, I believe, and somebody else is over there taking donations from the buckets to help the cause here. It'll be very interesting to see what the final tally is here tonight. Of course, won't know that on the air at all because we're going to be off the air here in an hour and a half. But it lasts until 8, so it started at 4 p.m. 10% of every single purchase that happens here at Wendy's today is going to go toward the Roane County Raider Wrestling Booster Club. And this guy came around again, John.
That's Coach Roberts.
Oh, I didn't even see. Couldn't even tell. I'd have said something worse about him then.
Listen, he is one of the absolute main supporters of Roane County wrestling. He travels to all the away meets. He will stand up for our kids. If you know, you know. At Point Pleasant, we won't talk too much about that, but he and a Braxton parent did not agree, and it was pretty funny. But yeah, he is wonderful. He's very helpful, and he loves to donate and help us out.
He's a volunteer assistant, I believe,
Yeah.
for a couple years for the program as well.
He was a state champ at Spencer.
1984, if I do believe. We'll ask Coach Jarvis when he comes on the air with us here in about 5 minutes. We're going to go live on the radio here in about 5 minutes. I'll say our good buddy Anthony Roberts over there He brought buckets for the kids, and now he's wearing one of the buckets. Wearing one of those buckets. Well, he took the bucket hat off. It looked better when it was on him, I'm just saying. We are down here at Wendy's doing a fundraiser for the Roane County Raider Wrestling Club, a brand new club, and it encompasses all wrestling programs in Roane County, be it the high school, the wrestling programs at the middle schools, or the Roane Youth Wrestling Club. They've got it all covered, and they are going to, as Quentin Keaton said, it's not just about fundraising and giving money to the programs. It's also about working with these programs, not just on the outside, but intrinsically. And the way they do it is to help support wrestling knowledge. They help support these clinics, these camps, things like that, and getting involved in it. And that's such a big deal to get a lot of these kids. The more you can get at the younger ages and teach them the fundamentals at the younger ages, by the time they get to the 8th grade, the 9th grade, they've got that good base of fundamentals down, and they can just hone their skills.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Getting them out and giving them an opportunity to kind of see what our sport is about. You know, a lot of times wrestling is not really out there for everybody to see, like the big sports like football and basketball and baseball. But you give me an opportunity to get your kid into the wrestling room, chances are they're gonna like what they see. I mean, I've already got 3 or 4 new kids to wrestling this past season, this past off season. So still excited for that, and still looking to build the program from the ground up.
All right, folks, give us just a second. I'm going to call the radio station. We're going to go live on the radio side with Coach Wayne Jarvis here in just a second. Just grab a headset there. Throw it on. Don't lose the hat. Hey, thank you very much, George. We're down here at Wendy's in Spencer, West Virginia, and we are here for a fundraiser for a brand new Boosters Club in Roane County. It is called the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. Now, that does not say behind it Roane County High School. It doesn't say Roane County Youth. It doesn't say Spencer Middle School. It doesn't say Walton Elementary. It says Roane County. This is a booster club that was put together recently to try to support all levels of wrestling in the community and in the county of Roane. And John Penna, you are an integral part of this organization as well. And the goal for this organization is not only just to raise money to distribute to all these organizations, to all these levels, it is to be involved in depth with the programs.
Yeah, we want to kind of come up with a curriculum and teach, teach things at different levels. So then that way when they get to the high school level, it's kind of like a well-oiled machine. You and I know a little bit about that on the football side of things when you and I were back coaching, Little Raider football. And that's kind of the same deal. We're wanting to make sure that our kids are fundamentally sound. They get opportunities that they never really had here in Roane County. If there's a camp or a clinic that we can help kids out with to get to, that's what we'd like to do with this booster club. And then like Quentin said, curriculum and teaching those kind of things. So then that way when they get to the high school, Coach Jarvis is going to have an easy time coaching this guy.
Yeah, so the fundraiser is this, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every single sale that Wendy's makes, be it through the drive-thru or inside the building, 10% of all sales will go directly to the Roane County Raider Boosters Club, the Wrestling Boosters Club here. We're also selling, by the way, we've got customized keychains made by our own Joe McDonald with A&M Digital Technologies. Those are $5 a pop. You can only get those here. They are one of a kind. You can't find them anywhere else. Those are $5, and all the sales will go directly to the club. I'm also selling WVRC koozies. I've got silver and maroon koozies. Those are $5 a piece. All you got to do is stop down here and purchase one of those. All the money goes to the Wrestling Boosters Club down here at Wendy's until 8 p.m. And John Penny, you mentioned it. Wayne Jarvis, the head coach of the Roane County High School Wrestling Program, is awaiting all of these youngsters who make their way through the youth and the middle school programs. Once they get to Wayne Jarvis, who is with us, you're hoping to have some fundamentals already learned. You're looking to hone some skills. It's also nice with a Boosters Club to have some finances behind it as well.
That's right. Yes, Drew, we are starting to see the payoff, the benefits of having we've had the youth program in place, formerly Little Raiders, now running youth wrestling. We've had that in place for a while, but still have a lot of really young kids involved in that. Quentin Keaton with the Alpha program has really made an impact with our wrestling in Roane County. And the kids, some of the kids in the youth are involved in that as well. The middle school kid, it's at that level. And also some of the high school kids are finding some opportunities to wrestle in the off season, if you want to call it. Not really an off season anymore these days. You just wrestle all the time. But we're starting to see the benefits of it. We're getting kids that are coming in who have had some experience, and they've had some competitions under their belt, so they're ready to go when we start up. So let me just quickly plug this event one more time. We've got some kids down here. We're excited to be here. Come on down. We've got kids coming out with signs and donation buckets. So if you see, come on down, have some dinner at Wendy's. 10% goes to our program here. So come on out and enjoy the event with us and give $1 or $2. So.
Yeah, even if you're not planning on eating the kids outside, you can roll around and just drop money in the bucket. You mentioned wrestling as a year-round thing nowadays. You get on the mat whenever you can get your own free time. Coach, you were a former wrestler at Spencer High School, again, under the great Gary Bender. Oh, I know it's a loaded question, not what has changed. How much has wrestling changed in that short amount of time?
It's just crazy where it's come to now from where it was at that time. Things were a little bit. I mean, on the one hand, someone could argue that people showed more grit and were tougher then. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but the style has just changed so much. I mean, Uh, we have this style of funk wrestling now where kids flip-flop in all sorts of unorthodox positions, and they do some of the things that back in the day, we would have said that's bad position. Don't do that. And nowadays, they just go with it, and then somehow they come out smelling like a rose 90% of the time. So, but yeah, the training's pretty much the same as far as the work involved and that kind of thing. But the style of the wrestling has definitely evolved. There was a time where you could watch AAA level wrestling, and you would see a lot of leg riders and things like that, and it was not as common at the 1A, 2A level, but nowadays it's all meshed together. There's no distinction. Some of the best wrestlers in the state are single A, double A. It doesn't matter which level.
Yeah.
They all combine and they all wrestle one another and compete nowadays. And so it's just incredible where it's come.
Well, Coach, we do appreciate you joining us. And again, this is a wrestling program here in Spencer, Roane County, with a long and very storied tradition. Some of the best wrestlers to ever come out of this state have come right here from our community. The first ever 4-time state champion. We've got multiple ones of those guys. You've coached a couple of those guys, and I know that you're wanting to get right back to that situation. You got a good team coming up this year, and I know you're excited for it as well.
We are, yes. We anticipate a good year, a good pool of talent. Some kids returning from last year's team, some state place winners, qualifiers. So we're looking forward to that. We got a good mix of experience and youth, and even our younger kids have had, like I mentioned earlier, had prior experience. So,
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to see what we can do and put our best foot forward until again December 7th we open up the Gary Bender River Cup at home.
And that is a big tournament, and guess who's going to be there to cover that?
We will.
WVRC. Folks, it's a fundraiser for the Roane County Boosters Club, the Wrestling Boosters Club, a brand new Boosters Club, and they are here to support all Raider wrestlers, be it youth, middle school, or high school wrestlers. But again, all roads lead to Roane County High School. Coach Wayne Jarvis, thank you very much. Again, folks, come down here to Wendy's. If you want to go inside and get some food, if you want to just run through the drive-thru, 10% of all purchases from now until 8 p.m. go to the Boosters Club. Also, you've got kids outside, wrestlers are outside with buckets. You could just come by and drop some money in the buckets. We've got some key change for sale, Raider key change for $5. All proceeds go to it. We've also got some koozies as well. All the proceeds are headed to the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. We're going to check in again the top half of the 5 o'clock hour from Wendy's here in downtown Spencer. Back to you, George. All righty. We are downtown Spencer, West Virginia at Wendy's. And why are we here? John, why are we here?
We're hungry.
That too.
Yeah.
But we're not just going to eat for no reason to gain weight. It's Wendy's is helping out the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club with a 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. set every single purchase. Like you watch these people going through the drive-thru right now, every single purchase of every single item through the drive-thru or inside the store, 10% of all those will go to the Boosters Club. On top of that, you got some of the youth wrestlers outside of the building, and they are panhandling for change. Now, listen, it's never a bad deal to use cute kids
Right.
try to grab money from people, unsuspecting drivers. So some of the wrestlers are out there. They're looking for extra donations. If you don't want to eat here, that's fine. You can stop by and contribute as well. And again, we've got keychains
But he
made
doesn't
by.
like a Frosty. Come on.
I would listen.
I'm going to get a Frosty before we're
I'm gonna get fries and Frosty and dip my fries in the Frosty. Oh, it's been a long time since I've done that. Definitely gonna get some Dave singles before I go down and watch Coach Paul Williams do some beach wrestling. It's gonna be awesome.
Listen, I've got back-to-school cuts, or else I would. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
you wouldn't.
I would.
Yeah, we're gonna go down
I've
there.
got back-to-school cuts. My back's already in traction right now.
Well, listen, we're gonna go down there, and if we have enough service, we're gonna go live to whoever is doing that wrestling. It'll be fun to watch. So really cool stuff. Of course, you see all these people here in the line, and see some people giving some donations. Do appreciate all that.
Main man Craig.
Every little bit helps.
Main man Craig.
Oh yeah. Every little bit helps. We got keychains for sale again. These are customized keychains
We want to sell 100 tonight.
made by Joe McDonald from A&M Digital Technologies. John Penna says, I want to sell 100 tonight. So Anthony Roberts took a bunch of them out to the front there, and he's going to try to sell those. $5 per keychain. And again, if you want to see them, you can go to our Facebook page. So we put up a picture of them. We've also got it right here in front of you. These are 3D custom printed Raider keychains. Those are $5 a piece. All of the proceeds go to the Wrestling Boosters. Also, I am selling WVRC koozies. I've got silver, and I've also got maroon. Those are $5. And whoever comes by and buys those $5, that's all going to the Wrestling Boosters as well. We're just trying to give away. But I'll tell you one thing. You mentioned hungry. The smell that is wafting over here from the kitchen over there is making me deliriously hungry. Deliriously hungry. So good. Yeah, so good. Again, folks, if you're out there and you're joining us and you haven't followed us yet, please do. Follow WVRC on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok. It's all the same thing. It's WVRC 104.7 FM. Easy. On all of our social medias, our social media coordinator is right beside us. He's helping with the live stream here, and we had to borrow his software, his hardware as well. We've got his laptop because mine was on the fritz. And he's also going to be helping us out with some more content as far as WVRC is concerned. We're going to get ourselves an Instagram account connected to our Facebook. Going to get a Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, account. We're going to continue to build this thing. We got a lot of stuff coming up, by the way, on WVRC, John Penna. We've got football season coming up in just a few short weeks. Roane County coming off another tremendous season, 9-2, hosting a home playoff game for just the third time in school history, and a lot of excitement behind that program. That begins, well, honestly, John, that begins Saturday with a scrimmage, but in 2 more weeks, we've got our first home game of the year on August 30th.
Yeah, we're heading to Nitro on Saturday for the scrimmage, and then we're home the following weekend with Work County as the final tune-up before we bring in the Shady Spring Tigers. Shady Spring, though, they didn't lose a whole lot from last year. They lost a quarterback, but they're going to bring back a younger quarterback. I believe it's the coach's son. So we've already been doing our research. We went back and watched some film on last year's game. So we're trying to kind of get a refresher going on the game with Shady Springs, but it's going to be here at home. Not such a long drive for us this first go round, but I think we're away for 3 after that.
And it sometimes tends to bunch itself together, but it allows us on the back end to have a lot of home games, which is always nice to have. Again, obviously the excitement is there behind this program. Let's hope everyone stays healthy and see what Roane County can accomplish this season. Also, volleyball season coming up, and of course, here on WVRC, we are going a full schedule again this year. We will be traveling with the Lady Raiders and the brand new head coach, Shandy White, who is, again, the head coach for basketball as well. And it's going to be a new look, losing a lot of really good seniors off of that program from last year. But, again, they'll be reloading and continuing to work hard. We'll have that on the radio as well. Let's see, what else do we have coming up on WVRC? We've got a really cool live remote coming up somewhere around September 7th, and it's off in the distance from where we are at right now. Hardman's is so close to opening up their brand new store at their original Spencer location. Of course, they've been just off of Court Street for many, many years. They're getting ready for the full move all the way over to where I guess the Save-A-Lot building used to be. A big grocery store. They have been working on that for a long time now, and they are so close. So I'm looking forward to doing that live and seeing what that place looks like, all rejuvenated and ready to go.
We've got a few things coming up.
And one big announcement that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. I cannot put it out there just yet.
Oh,
Not just yet, but we are going to be working diligently over the next couple of weeks, trying to get some things in order, and once we do, we will put out the big, very exciting announcement on our YouTube and Facebook page. We're probably going to do that live. Probably going to do a live announcement with that one.
I think that would be a great idea because it is going to be a really big thing for WVRC.
Yeah, going to be a really cool deal for us and for the communities. But again, we are here for a purpose, and that's to raise money. Money, money, money. Money makes the world go round, but money also helps the programs go round.
Yeah, I touched a little bit on it. I'll talk a little bit about it. When we get Antoine on, we can talk about it some more. But it's tough sometimes for us to have our wrestling mats down year round because now we have the middle school guys up there on the hill, and we've got to share some spaces with folks. And we've decided that we're going to try to build our own facility. It's going to be a big task, but the folks that are here on this board, the folks that help with the wrestling program, we just decided that we're going to try to figure out an area that we can build our own area with be able to put a couple mats down, some equipment in, and that way we won't have to worry about pulling our mats up and moving them around and things like that in our off season, so we can use it throughout the off season.
Listen, all great things have always started with just an idea or a dream, and it takes the volunteers and the people who want to dig in and work hard, and it may take a while, but one thing I do know about the people in this community and the people especially on the board here and the groups that are going to be helping out is if they want to do it, they're going to do it. It's just a matter of time before it happens. It's a big undertaking, but that's why we're here. This is the ground floor beginning for the Roane County Wrestling Booster Club. And again, we're here at Wendy's. We'll be here for just another hour on the radio. Check in on the radio side here in about 15 minutes. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. We are down here at Wendy's, and Wendy's is helping out with this fundraiser from 4 to 8 p.m. today only. 10% of all purchases will go to the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. So if you go through the drive-thru, 10%. If you go in the store, 10%. And also, if you're not interested in eating here today, they've also got some youth wrestlers out with buckets taking donations. We've also got keychains. Again, the Raider keychains, these are customized, made by Joe McDonald of A&M Digital Technologies. $5 get you the custom keychain, and all proceeds of those sales will go to the Boosters Club here tonight. Also, I'm going to be selling these koozies, these WVRC koozies. I've got maroon and I've got silver, and those are $5 a piece. All the money that I make from that will go to the program as well. We're going to go live here. Give us here about 5 or 10 more minutes here. We're going to go live. We're going to break away here just for a second so our voices can recover a bit, and then we'll be back live in just a second. Don't forget, follow, like, share, comment, all that stuff on our videos. Hey. Hey. What they do. Boy, what a world we live in when Post Malone is being played on a country radio station. I do appreciate it, George. We are down here at the Wendy's in Spencer, West Virginia. We are here to try to help promote this special event, this fundraiser for a brand new organization. It is called the Roane County Wrestling Boosters Club. They are a boosters club dedicated not only to raising money and teaching some skills and being integral parts of the program at the high school, but they're also active in the programs for the middle schools and for the youth league as